You want to?
Mom, say hi.
Don't take a picture.
Bye, Johnny. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Call to Ron.
Bye, Schmutzy. We'll call you tomorrow morning and get you up. But will you get up?
Yeah. And if one, I mean, if one of my roommates answers, it's so mistake tell them it's, to wake me up.
To wake you up. Okay, sweetheart.
Bye, Rod.
Maybe before we get up or before we're ready, maybe you want to just go down and have breakfast on your own then.
No.
Rather than wait for us, because it might, until all three of us get ready, it might take a while.
It will take a while. I'm not hungry. I eat. When you are ready, I'll make the zrika. You understand?
No, you should
I know it. I was there downstairs. Maybe the pepper went into my eye. I don't know. Something went into my eye.
Does it still bother you?
Yes.
A recently adopted Chesapeake Bay retriever, Mississippi, has proven what
Isn't that
goes
something?
around comes around. AC was
I
adopted.
don't know what went into my eye.
Hi,
You're right.
Mom.
Maybe just when he did the pepper, maybe he flew, there was a draft in the room or something.
Hi, Mom.
Johnny, die!
Refused to leave him.
Because I feel bad if you have to have
This the show
Safta.
20 times a day.
Miracle indeed.
Hi, Dad.
Okay, I'll in bed.
Emma's going to bed, sweetheart.
Kennedy in the CNN Center in Atlanta. Yesterday,
לילה
the
טוב
next
לכם
day of the top
ילדים.
story.
לילה טוב, אמא.
לילה טוב, אמא.
לילה טוב
Happy Safta.
תהיו בריאים, היה יופי.
He faced
קצת
relentless
פחות
questioning by
קשה
the attorney
יעבור,
for running
זה
his
נכנס
family.
לי.
Emma thinks maybe she's right. Maybe it's when you put the pepper on the silence, maybe it's in her
טוב,
eye.
התחלתי לבכות, היית למטה. אמרתי, אני לא בוכה, יש לי סלמה בעין.
Petrocelli
אז
said
לא
you
יודעת,
confronted the call. You
יצאתי
told him
מהחדר,
to.
הייתי
Again,
בצורה.
Simpson's response? That's absolutely not true.
וכנראה שורף, אז עשה לי אדום.
תראי, מחר, אם את קמה מוקדם, כן, ואת רעבה וזה, אז תלכי לחוג.
כן, אני יודעת.
לקופי שאת לא צריכה לרחם עלינו, אני יודעת שמה, אני הולך לרוץ בבוקר.
כן,
If
כן,
you're
אין
hungry, just
בעיה.
have a good time, you know?
כן,
Charge it to my room.
כן, אין בעיה. כל טוב.
כל טוב. לילה טוב, סבתא.
שלך, שאת הולכת, שימי את
יש
זה
לי,
באריה.
יש לי להציג קצת.
לילה טוב.
לילה טוב. לילה טוב.
Hi.
What a lovely place. It's nice here. Oh, Star
You
Trek.
may turn off that light there because I'll turn it on.
Probably.
You know, if Emma wants, she can order breakfast to the room, which can. I don't have my glasses. Let me see what time the breakfast.
Hi everyone, I'm Jim Moret.
But
And I'm
you can
Lauren
put it
City. And
outside.
Jim, there is absolutely no getting away from space aliens this weekend.
You're right, they're invading home video stores in overwhelming numbers, and a new batch of them are showing up at the box office to take on Captain Picard and his enterprising crew. Dennis Michael has the story on the latest Star Trek sequel.
You want to destroy the ship, by the way.
Raven and Ice.
How you doing?
It's too close.
Here, let me see the camera. Here, I'll film you and Dad.
Ready? Action. Camera.
Hi, Ron.
Good to be in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Hello to sunny Santa Barbara.
You're good, Safta.
Hi.
Anybody want a champagne cork?
Yeah, I saw it before.
It's not.
Like an oyster or something. I was going to dig out the inside. No.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh yeah, the other one got one too.
All right. Ever read a film about them?
Watch out they don't attack you.
Except for the trap. It's not big. Huge train going by.
Is there any meat left inside? He's got me! Lost his life. The bird is... He's eating the shoulder. Here you go. Enjoy.
Not a par there?
What? Dad, take a picture of the tree. Is that car like it's screwed? What is it?
Like a Christmas tree?
You have in mind things to
Bye.
Ya, compramos aquí. La placa te la
Smile. Safta.
Did you finish?
Yep. Say hi, Dad.
John Montijo, 2221. John Montijo.
Were you asking for cotton or you didn't ask? You
Yeah, I
just
said turtleneck. I said you want a turtleneck.
This shirt, what do you think about this shirt?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think so too. But everything is so expensive. I don't know why. American, everything is expensive. This is nice too. Regular shirt. Let's see how much it is. This is very nice.
Isn't that expensive?
Very expensive.
Let's see the back of it. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Is that orange juice good?
Very delicious. Wonderful morning.
Hey, Ron.
Hey Johnny, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, that was too fast of me. Don't forget to say hi to Safta.
Yep.
Alright?
Okay.
Say hi to Safta. Johnny,
Okay.
say hi to Safta.
Hi, Safta. Is the grapefruit juice good? Is the grapefruit juice good? Good. Hi, Dad.
We're filming. We're filming. Hi Johnny, how are you doing today?
Good. Hey, where'd you get those glasses
Oh,
from?
they're mine. What are you talking about? Much better. I can see again.
Let's take a close up of your eye.
How's that?
Big blur.
Oh, let me move back. How's that?
Perfect.
You can see the iris moving inside the lens.
Yeah.
Alright, Dad's singing. Why don't you film him?
You guys going bike riding?
Yeah, we're going bike riding afterwards, huh?
To make up for all the time you can't bike ride because your bikes are stolen.
Oh, who do we have to thank?
UCSB.
My brother Ronnie.
It's too fast. Nothing will come out like this.
Just be a blur, sweetheart.
If you're in charge, you should be slow.
Are you guys gonna come by?
This is Thanksgiving 1996.
And an empty dish because I'm going to start making the potatoes now.
Yes, but let me see so far what she's making here, my dear wife. We have my favorite carrots. And we have the stuffing here. Isn't that looks good? And of course, the turkey is cooking in oven.
And there's gravy and there's soup.
How many pounds?
Turkey?
Yeah.
17.86.
And we have soup for dinner, the gravy. Isn't that great? Wonderful. Well, we are cooking and waiting for the company. And this is the lovely table that your humble servant worked all afternoon to prepare. And this is the centerpiece. Isn't it pretty? With the candles and the beautiful flowers and falling leaves all around it. And champagne glasses, which we're going to have later. So I'm sure it'll be great.
And he's taping the whole thing.
Cheers! L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Yeah.
מה עושה רוני?
דבר.
כנראה הולך להחליף בגדים לקראת ארוחת ערב.
רוני?
כן.
תדבר.
רוני קרה עם השרשרת, השרשרת נקרא.
נתקן לו את זה.
זה נקרא? הוא לא אמר לי.
כן.
It broke. Where did it break? It was, turn that off already.
Smells so good. When will it be ready? Half an hour? Good. Looks good.
That's the idea. I wonder what's everybody based on.
הוא ישן באוטו?
חדר, ממש חדר. אם לא רואים אותו כמה זמן, אז ממש רואים את זה.
הידיים שלו בסדר. וגם המכנסיים האלה הם נפלאים כזה.
את החתול? תסתכל על החתול.
נורא מצחיק, יש לו נקודה אחת שככה.
זה יגדל. זה יגדל.
אבל אני יודעת שהוא לא שופט כל כך.
The statue of Andrew Jackson, the audience, 1856.
Help me out. You ever see those commercials?
Around and when he was explaining all about swampland.
Guy was in an elevator or something, he opens up the beer. calls from the elevator.
Architecture. We're going on that horse carriage this morning. It's spectacular. We for breakfast and came back on a carriage. It took us on a half-hour tour. And it was just, it was showing us this. 18th is the house of ill repute and this and that. And it was.
Dixie is it's a little sweeter.
We have a lot of these little tributaries feeding in the
Where those other people
Our
go.
super people.
This is a tributary, and we're just sitting on the whole area. Just how much free time do you have tomorrow?
Probably from 1 for the rest of the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Oh, the evening is free.
Oh, the evening's free too.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Christmas deal. In the morning, it's
That's by this area. Where was it, Ori? In the street. Safta. All the architecture with all the balconies. It's just gorgeous. I want to walk
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right now y'all in summertime again.
Yeah, it
So this
is.
is nice, huh?
We were really lucky. We picked a great weekend.
Last week, this week, they were saying it was going to be cold. It was going to be a high of 40s in the daytime. That's how much they know about the weather. You see, 'cause
Thank you, dear.
that cold front that was supposed to come in, all that warm air and the warm water from the Gulf just kept pushing it back, and it just keeps doing this and going toward the East Coast. And they're getting it up east. They're getting a lot of the rain that we're supposed to be having. It's dumping on us. It's dumping up on the East Coast right now.
But we're glad it's sunny here.
That what he actually is. It's like putting your hand in a bucket of water looks smaller. Or it's like when you take a bath, you look at your leg, you think you lost weight, and you come out the bathtub, you have lost a pound. You're in a bathtub full of water. When you have this much water, it makes a big difference. This point here grows 1 inch to every foot. So for every inch on that jawbone is a foot of gator in the water. You start pulling the gator out of the water, you'll get bigger on it the longer you pull him out of the water. That's how some people get taken by crocodile fish. They see them in that water, they look so cute. And a 5-foot crocodile in that water is actually a 10-foot crocodile. So you got to be careful. The way you tell a male from a female gator, besides looking at their organs, and they won't let you look at their organs very easily. But you can flip an alligator over, and you can't tell whether it's a male or a female, because the organs are in the protective pouch. I'll tell by their head. Male gator, this was a male right here, has a protruding snout. He has what we call a bubble nose. This is bone structure to elevate the nostril sip on top of that bone. Female gator has a flat nose, where your nostrils protrude. And a male gator has an expanded jaw, one of the eyes right here, where the female gator comes straight down from the eye. In order the female alligator to be more triangular, where the male is more rectangular. And that's how you can tell the male from the female by looking at their head. Little boat is flipped upside down top of the aluminum boat. That's called a pirogue or NPO. When the Choctaw Indians were here, they had a boat they called a batu, which was a dugout canoe. When the Cajuns came, we took the batu, we put a flat bottom on it, we called it a pirogue. We stand in the boat, push forward it in shallow water, we paddle it in deep water. But you can go any place in the swamp in a pirogue, most versatile boat that we have. Put a pipe, and a cement cord to keep the ammonia cool and to keep the pipe from oxidizing. It's a lot safer to pipe ammonia through a pipeline than it to transport it by railroad or by truck, because ammonia blows very easily, it's very volatile. Ammonia is a byproduct of petroleum and it's shipped in liquid. Won't get it deeper to where they could irrigate the plantation field, the sugarcane field. Email leads to ADR, but ADR leads to Bayou des Almond. Bayou des Almond leads to Lake des Almond. Lake des Almond is 8 miles straight ahead of us. And then from Lake des Almond we take Bayou Barrette that leads into the Intracoastal Waterway. Intracoastal Intracoastal runs from New Jersey to Mexico. It's an inland waterway that we can travel without having to go into the Atlantic or the Gulf of Mexico. Runs anywhere from 10 to 60 miles from the coastline at an average depth of 10 to 18 feet. But from the intracoastal waterway, we take care of the Terry waterway. And that leads into the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico is 42 miles to our left, Mississippi River is 3 miles to our right. But we can take off from this point, go to Mexico, New Jersey. Oregon, what it does, it jets its root system out above the waterline. But there is no carbon dioxide in water. And that is the only function of that cypress need is to breathe for the tree. Cypress have cypress nuts that reproduce the cypress drift that evolve on a cycle like walnut. But the knees will never make a tree, they only breathe for the tree. And only the red tip knees breathe. If there's bark on the tip, it's not being utilized to breathe. Trees up here on the right were knocked down by Hurricane Andrew. That was 4 years this past August. Andrew came to here. Andrew produced 105-mile-an-hour wind. The trees are very shallow roots. They have teeth. They grab a fish in that water, they drag it up to the shoreline, and they swallow it head first. It takes them 9 minutes to swallow a fish. By the way, the snake can be as high as 20 feet up in the tree.
Really?
Yeah. As far as snakes go for being first.
Right.
And a cypress is a hardwood with a redwood's a softwood. Our virgin cypress that went in Louisiana years ago was 12 to 15 feet in diameter. They were 250 to 300 feet tall. Those big trees were cut down to build a plantation home, to build a big shrimp boat. But on state property, they started eliminating cypress as late as 1922. The governor of Louisiana, John Parker, issued permits to the lumber company. But every stick of virgin cypress we had out of this state, it took them 30 years. They did it until 1952. And all they gave the state was 3 cents an acre. And that is called political kickback.
Lichens, red lichens on the tree trunk.
Now we do have 4 deadly snakes here. We have the moccasin, we have the rattlesnake, we have the coral snake, and the cock. There's 2 restaurants in New Orleans that does serve swamp cabbage, that is Cape Ball and Michaud. I consider 5 good Cajun restaurants in New Orleans: Cape Ball and Mulat's, Michaud's, Ralph and Cacoon, and New Orleans Cookery on Compton. And those restaurants usually have alligator available. Alligator is very good eating. Alligator tail, which is white meat, will taste like catfish. It's got a mild fishy taste. The upper part of the gator, which is red meat, has no taste. So we mix it with pork, chicken, venison, and it picks up the flavor of whatever you mix it with. We make jambalaya, sauce piquant, sausage with the upper part of the gator. But if you eat fried alligator, telling alligator tail, and if it tastes like chicken, they're feeding you chicken. Alligator tail is fishy tasting. It's not chickeny taste. Never ate alligator taste like chicken. And alligators are the top of the food chain. They eat the snakes, the birds, the animals, the fish. And gators do eat gators. They are cannibalistic. An alligator will not eat a gator of its own family, but he will eat a gator of another family. It's called infringing on territorial right. They control their own territory. It's territorial. All the gators in a family are related. They interbreed, intermate. They know their families by sense of smell. That's how their family. The territorial hunting rights of an alligator family is 1 square mile. They live all their life in 1 square mile. You can't relocate alligators in the wild. Let's say you got an alligator born on a golf course in Miami. You take him, you put him out of the Everglades. He'll walk to the city of Miami to get back to that golf course. If he was born on a golf course, he's going back to his birthplace. You have to take him and put him and pin him up in a gator farm. That's why we established alligator farms for relocation of alligator. Now it's big business, but that's why we established them, was for relocation of gators. Eddie Arbor used to be as wide as this boat, about 12 foot wide. There's a foot and a half of water on each side of us. There's 4 feet of water. Then they build a levee on the river. The tides start coming in here. They start eroding the land. There is no clay in this soil. This is all topsoil deposited by the Mississippi River. Once they hold the land together, here's the vegetation. When the salt water from the tide kills the vegetation, the land erodes. It's called saltwater intrusion. And that's what's happening to all the wetlands of the United States. That's what's happened to the Delta area in California. And that's what's happened to the Everglades. And that's what's happening to Louisiana. We are now nicknamed the vanishing state. That does not mean that we're falling in the Gulf of Mexico. It means the Gulf of Mexico is consuming our land. We are losing 300 acres of land to the Gulf every quarter. 1,200 acres a year. At that rate in the future, we may not have a Southeast Louisiana. In other words, if you don't live behind the levee system, you'll be living in marshland. Marshland is a flat area.
That was
Summer sometime, the beginning of summer.
Alligators are vertically slit pupils. Their pupils are vertically slit. They're straight up and down. Having a vertically slit pupil, they're blind. No payment. They're not going to pay until 7 years if they don't have a body. That's to protect, a man taking off that and say he could crash on that plane. He can put his name on that computer, You can do it from your house now with internet. You can break it to any computer now, Put that name on that, go to Mexico there, with his watch, let his money collect, his wife collect that insurance, go meet him. Why they do that? To figure out what happened to him. Personally, I don't think he was on the airplane. Personally, I think he wanted to get rid of Mrs. Boggs there, and he's living somewhere in the country somewhere. He put some of that money there in that Swiss bank account there, on another name or something there, and he got away from Mrs. Boggs that way. Because they never found his body. They say maybe a bear drug him off there and ate him or something, Yeah, why didn't that bear drag up on the other people, Because after he was gone, she became the senator. And then she ran for it and won, and she was senator. Very good senator. Better than you. See this right here, y'all? That water is a slough. You go like this. There's a slough on that side and another slough on this side. What they do there, you get the computer area back in between. You see that's an island in the middle. That's where the animals stay on the island. You got water, island. Broken up. You see, they have no power in opening their mouth, only closing. And they have 2,700 pounds per square inch of pressure coming down, but they have none going up. You could hold an alligator and a crocodile's mouth closed with your hand. He can't open his mouth. No power to open. You can hold their mouth closed with a rubber band. I don't care how big they are. See them alligator wrestling, they get that alligator like this. You hold that mouth closed, man, he can't open his mouth. That's just a big show.
I always thought it wasn't realistic.
No, that's a big show. Them alligators won't bite them alligator wrestlers, man. That's their buddies. They don't train them.
That's their buddy.
What about birds? I thought I would see more.
Oh, I know, me too.
As long as he stays there, we're here. Everything's fine.
snake.
You see all the water rattlesnake, the yellow belly water snake. The closer you get to them, all of a sudden, they'll start doing this with their head and make it triangular. Like if they have venom sac. That's one of their defenses they use to try to make themselves look like a poisonous snake, so you don't mess with it. But they're not poison, they have teeth, they don't have fangs, they don't have venom sac. But they'll make themselves, they'll just blow up their head like this and make it look just like this when you get too close to it.
The center,
Sing me a song,
and
Elvis.
she'll lay anywhere from 33 to 88 eggs. Then she covers the eggs back with the dirt, because reptiles don't sit on their eggs. Temperature of the nest hatching the egg. Also, reptiles don't have X and Y chromosomes like we have, so the male does not determine the sex. 86 degrees or above Fahrenheit in the mound, it will be male. 85 degrees and below, it's female. Alligators, unlike snake, turtles, crocs, caiman, don't layer their eggs in a mound. They lay them all in one spot. Consequently, they'll have all the same sex to a litter. If they bury them deep in a mound, they're going to be female. They bury them shallow, they're male. Incubation period on the eggs is 60 to 70 days. And the sex is determined the last live fish. But they're not eating, they're in hibernation. I keep them in hibernation. But you see, when I release them, I want them to know they're hibernating. Just in case their family, if they don't find their family, they don't go into the den, at least they can bury
That
themselves.
tail is
They're not
amazing,
hibernating.
isn't it? I think it's so thick.
It's just gross.
That is a beautiful animal.
No. Both of these alligators belong to the Chapelized Basin around Lafayette.
Hi, Clementine.
That's where they go.
Wow.
I want to give you a little history of the garden itself. This used to be a plantation, as with everything up and down the Mississippi River. It was all plantations at the time. But this particular garden was a Liverpool plantation. Mr. and Mrs. Liverpool had been involved in it. And this is Liverpool. But most of the families.
Look at those weird looking tourists over there.
Is known as the garden. Now, originally, there was only 4 houses. That is, one house had the whole side of the block. The middle corner, the dark blue around the entire house. So one corner.
That's where Peyton grew up. Let's go see if we can talk to Peyton about being an agent.
Yeah. I've got black ones like that.
I wore the black one yesterday with my dog. And the brown one.
I love them.
I do too. It's really
I love Enzo.
This is the same.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
That's how you can take a picture of your wife. Was I driving you nuts? I did it 2 times.
No.
I didn't get.
And did you see one ago, the azalea that's blooming? I thought you'd bring it. Look how tall it is. Can we even really grow those? I know that that's Isn't that beautiful?
But we're going to walk and look at across the top of the house also. You can get accustomed to it. So we're going to walk around the corner. I want to show you the cistern he has in the back of the house and tell you a little bit about that.
This is the old one, the feet number 1.
At any rate, our burial practices here are a little bit unusual for the rest of this world, or this country, because our burial system is basically above the ground. Now, when the Americans came here, this was the American sector here in 1833, they founded the Garden District. They did not like the fact that our the dead here were buried above the ground. That bothered them a lot. So this was a typical American
everyone tries to say it's the
Our
water
cemeteries
table.
were
The only
above
reason
ground. This was not
that they mention that it's the water table
French,
is
the
because
original
the
colonists,
Germans did not
but
want to
they
create
buried their dead in a small group environment.
well, because of
They persisted in trying to bury the dead in a
Here, so you
small
have the French people,
and
and you have
no
the
one had
Americans.
a slaughter, let's say.